Hey guys, Sarah from AmericanTrucks.com, and today we have a review and install of the Mishimoto Baffled Oil Catch Can Kit, fitting your 15 through 17 F150s with the 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine. This kit is designed to trap blow-by from re-entering your engine through your intake. Now, if you're not sure what blow-by is, it's a fuel, oil, and sometimes carbon mixture that doesn't get burned up in a compression stroke that gets rerouted back into your intake. Now, this can definitely gunk up your valves and shorten the life of your motor over time, so it is definitely a wise investment to put a catch can setup on to trap that and not reintroduce it into your engine. This kit is made up of two catch cans that feature 3mm thick steel construction, as well as a direct fit bracket and quick disconnect fittings. This kit reuses your factory pressure sensor to allow you to operate without a check engine light. It also prevents pressurization utilizing an inline check valve on the other side. Coming in at around $390, this is a great option to protect your investment and keep that EcoBoost running like new. I'm giving this install a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It can be done in about 10 minutes with basic hand tools. For this install, you will need a heat gun, a 3/8 extension, 10mm socket, 15mm socket, 3/8 drive ratchet, a flathead screwdriver, a 15mm wrench, 17mm wrench, and a 2.5mm Allen key. All right, so the first step in our install is to remove our engine cover with the two 10mm nuts. With our engine cover off, we can now remove this PCV line by pushing back on the white tab and pulling this connector off. Repeat that process on this side. Next up, remove the PCV line from the opposite side of the engine by pushing back on the white tab and pulling off the connector. Next, you want to remove this connector on the middle of your PCV line by pushing back on the white tab, squeezing, and removing. Now we can remove the final connector on our PCV line. This one is a little bit different. This tab goes up and then back. So pull up on that and remove this connector. With our driver's side PCV line off of the truck, they want you to heat up this section so we can remove this sensor. Using low heat, we're gonna heat either side of the line here. Just to remove these two connectors, it should make it a little easier. Once you feel that you've sufficiently heated the line, you should be able to just pull it off. Repeating that process on the other side. So once you feel that you've properly heated this hose, feels like it'll come off, just firmly grab the sensor and gently pull back. Once we have our connector with sensor free from our factory hoses, we can insert them into the new Mishimoto hoses. Once we have it on there and seated nicely, they do include these hose clamps, and you want to clamp them down nice and tight on our connector. Now we can use our other side. Now we can put our other hose clamp on the other side. We do want to leave this a little bit loose just in case we have to adjust the positioning of the hose on the truck. But for now, we can get it just tight enough to stay on. With our hoses assembled and ready to go, we can now assemble our catch cans. We just have to insert these fittings into the can, and you can tighten it down using a 17mm wrench. We can insert our fittings into the catch can. These fittings are aluminum and they do have an O-ring on there, so you don't want to over tighten them, but just get them nice and snug in your catch can. We can tighten these down using a 17mm wrench. And again, just snug them up, you don't want to kill them. Repeat that process to your second can. Our next step is installing our bracket on our truck. We do need to remove 2 nuts in order to do so, as well as this connector for our ground wire. To do this, you grab your flathead screwdriver and just go underneath this tab on the top of the connector, and you should be able to just gently pull up and pull it off. Now, using our 15mm socket, we can remove this acorn nut. We can now install our bracket using the acorn nut, and we also will need an M6 nut. This did not come on our truck, and it also didn't come in our Mishimoto kit, so we grabbed one that we had lying around. Just take a look at this stud right here. If there's no nut on your truck, you might want to grab one. So lining up our bracket in this configuration, over top of our ground wire, thread on your acorn nut. Now threading our M6 nut onto the other side. I'm using a washer in this situation. I just feel like it grabs it a little better, but I think either way will work. Using our 10mm socket, tighten that down. For this, you may need a wrench because the bracket kind of gets in the way a little bit there. So grabbing your 15mm wrench, tighten down our acorn nut. All right, we have one of our catch cans and our 2 longer hoses that we're gonna install now. Grabbing the hose without the check valve, we're gonna install this on the valve cover, and this is gonna go to the inside of our catch can. Installing it on over top of the port and pressing this down. Grabbing the other end of the hose that we just connected, slide your hose clamp over it, and now attach that to the inside of our first catch can. Grabbing our flathead screwdriver, we're gonna get this hose clamp almost all the way tightened down so that we can still kind of turn it and position it in the proper way when we mount our catch can on the bracket. Set it to the side for now. Now grabbing our long hose with the check valve, this one is going to be installed right here on the intake. Grabbing the line with the check valve, this is going to be installed over the out portion of our catch can, but first, slide your hose clamp over the hose and get it installed. We're going to snug this up right now, but not tighten it down all the way, just so we can maneuver our lines into a position that we like them when we're installing our catch can. Grabbing your flathead screwdriver, snug this line up. Using our small Allen key, we're removing the 3 bolts on top of the catch can so that we can get it installed on our bracket. Now we can install the catch can on our bracket, sliding it up into this lip right here. Get our first bolt started. Grab our small Allen key and tighten down each of these bolts. Grabbing your flathead screwdriver, tighten down both of these hose clamps. Once both clamps are tight, grab your other catch can and hoses. Grabbing your hose with the yellow connector, this one is going to attach to your valve cover and route around the back of your first catch can. Slide your hose clamp over the end of this hose and then attach this hose to the inside on our catch can. Grab your flathead screwdriver and tighten down the hose clamp at this time. Grabbing our hose with the sensor and the red clip, this one is going to attach to our intake pipe. So we're going to install this hose with our pressure sensor on the outside of our second catch can. First, place your hose clamp over the end of the hose and get it installed. Grab your flathead screwdriver and get this tightened down. Now we can install our catch can in our bracket. With our catch can in place, you can see the hose routing is down and back around the other two tubes there to come back to our intake. Now grab your bolts and we want to attach our catch can to our bracket. Grab your small Allen key and get these tightened down. Make sure you plug it back in your pressure sensor and push down on the white tab. Now, if you didn't before, make sure that you tighten down these two clamps, holding in the connector for our pressure sensor. Now we can reinstall the engine cover. Be sure that you're lining up the metal tab at the back of your motor with these cutouts right here. Grab your 10mm socket and tighten down this nut. Grab your 10mm socket and tighten down this side. All right, so that is going to do it for the review and install of our Mishimoto catch can. Remember, for all things Ford, keep it at AmericanTrucks.com.